Good morning from the railway, motel, hotel, pub, I guess is what you call it. Anyway, the car's been charging over there overnight on a 11 kilowatt Tesla destination charger. That's why we stayed here. Left Broken Hill, as you know, at 100%. Arrived here, as you know, 7%. But yeah, the reason we stayed here, destination charging for free for guests. So that's fantastic. So if you're owning a hotel, a pub, a motel, or anything like that, or have guests over, destination charging where it's at. Today's plan is to go from here to Kimber, I think. There's a 3-phase charger there. It's only a caravan plug or standard everyday 3-phase power point. That should deliver the 11 kilowatts, which means it's going to probably take about from 30% as the car's predicting. It's going to take about 4 or 5 hours to charge up. It'll be a long lunch, put it that way. And then we're going to try and aim for Shaduna tonight if we can. But yeah, it all depends on time. And well, I don't want to be driving too late again at night because last night was, even though it was a beautiful sunset and everything, it was eyes peeled for roadkill. I'm trying not to create roadkill more like it. So that's the plan. So if you don't make it to Shaduna, we'll obviously find somewhere else to stay. But we've got plug share, so keep an eye out and see what we can find. It's an appropriate for combustion engine, I guess. Makes a lot of wind and noise, and that's about it. Passing the Hornsdale Power Reserve, the big battery, as they say. Lots of wind turbines up in the cloud. Kind of strange though, that hotel we just left now, with 100% state of charge, is the last DC fast charging for here and pretty much middle of Western Australia. Which is kind of slack because South Australia, like Tasmania, has got a ton of renewable energy, wind turbines, batteries, can be 100% renewable powered a lot of the time. And yet when it comes to DC fast charging, there's nothing. So South Australian government, come on, pull your finger out, get some DC fast chargers around the place. You got the cheap electricity, you can almost run them for free. Just the way those wind turbines are cranking now, and it's 15 degrees and freezing, and we've got a headwind, so we're having to slow to 10 k's an hour below the limit, just to make sure we've got enough to get the Kimber. We're definitely going to get the Kimber, but we don't want to spend too long charging on the 3-phase to try and get to Shaduna tonight. If not, well, we'll see how we go.
Now it's hard.
Halfway across Australia at a town called Kimber at the big pink galah. So, tourist shop right here, full of the usual touristy stuff. But yeah, we arrived here with 27% on the car after leaving Jamestown with 100%, driving into pretty much a 40 km headwind. It's quite windy. And we're recharging here to 100% to try and get us to Shaduna tonight, so we can recharge again overnight at Shaduna Hotel and continue on across Nullarbor. We're recharging here at the tyre business owned by Mr. Chris Milton, it is. So yeah, he's given us access to a 3-phase charger. He's on plug share, that's how we found him. Give him a call before you come in, and it's basically $10 an hour. So 5 hours to recharge on 11 kilowatts, $50. I'm not happy to pay that. I mean, we're here using his electricity, using his yard space and everything else. And they're actually really nice, friendly people. So if you're coming through this way, recommended. But yeah, like I said, 5 hours charge time. So we spent a lot of time walking around town, a bit of shopping, enjoying the sights. Hopefully we'll be leaving here probably about, well, the car says 2.5 hours to go. It's 3 o'clock now, so 5:30. The hotel says it's a 3-hour drive, so we'll get there in about between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight, I guess. Also, another interesting thing about this town, it's very clean. Everybody's super friendly. Everybody says hi, even the driving past, walking past, everybody says g'day, how's your day? Typical Aussie country town, which is awesome, but it's very noisy. It's a very noisy town, as in there's trucks everywhere. Trucks everywhere. These massive silos all over the place, and awesome like silo art. Somebody pointed out before, all these truck drivers coming into town are keeping the town alive, so what can you do, I guess? Need more Tesla semis out here. Welcome to Ceduna. We arrived here with 19%. We left, where was the town we left? Kimbra. We left Kimbra, yes, with 95% and drove here all the way into a 20-kilometre-hour headwind. We arrived here 8 o'clock at night. So now we're staying at our motel and using the electrons. And surprise, there's another Model 3 here recharging, so it's good to see. Anyway, tomorrow we haven't planned yet, so we're going to plan that now tonight and figure out where we're going to go tomorrow. Possibly a camping trip by the looks of things. Cool. See you then.
Pun Tabby. A cat that is really good at puns.
Good morning from Ceduna. We are exactly 2,000 kilometres from home, funnily enough. Yes, exactly 2,000 kilometres. Anyway, it's bloody cold out here. I'm not wearing a jumper. But yes, we arrived here last night at, 19%? After leaving Kimba at 98%, we did have a strong headwind the whole way, but we drafted trucks, so got here with plenty to spare. And of course, thank you to the East West Motel for an overnight recharge. Checked in on plugs here as always. But now, let's have a look at what we can see of the Great Southern Ocean, and that is the Great Australian Bight, or the bay that's come off the Great Australian Bight. And the sand is very cold. Technically, I guess the Great Southern Ocean started in the Pacific Ocean, and now we're going to continue on our way to the Indian Ocean.
Take me to the Nullarbor Roadhouse.
Notable Roadhouse? No. Actually, got it. We've been trying for like 10 minutes to get this to work. We thought we'd record it for some of the weird answers, and it gets it first hit. Well, that's a bummer. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, here we are, made it. Eastern end of the Nullarbor Plain. So now we go that way, further west to West Australia. As you can see around, like literally nothing, no trees, or null trees, as I say. With a bit of planning, you can actually get quite far distances, like across the entire continent of Australia. So from here, we're going to go check out the Great Australian Bight. Nullarbor Roadhouse. Made it here from Ceduna. We left Ceduna with 100% state of charge after charging overnight, thanks to the East West Motel there. Not a bad place. Anyway, now we're charging here on 11 kilowatts. We're going to put in enough energy to get us 260 kilometres that way, because that's our next stop. Mundrabilla Roadhouse, 261 kilometres away. We're going to stay over the night and we're going to recharge there again on, once again, 11 kilowatt three-phase power. So we'll be here for a while. We'll be here for about 3 hours. Had a nice hamburger and chips in here. The hamburgers are really great. Lots of tourists, friendly tourists dropping by and coming in and out. But yeah, the drive across Nullarbor has been great. We've been keeping the speed about 90 to 100 k's an hour to make sure we get here with a decent buffer. We aim to get to a destination with a buffer of about 25%. Not because of range anxiety, but because unforeseen headwinds, stuff like that, or we get there. It just means less charging time when you're charging from 25% to what you need to get somewhere than charging from, say, 5 to 10%. So, Nullarbor Hotel, home of the End Caravan Park. Make sure you stay at the End Caravan Park. But yes, we've had Starlink set up in the car for the entire trip. And it's been probably connected, Pat, probably 95% of the time, because my phone is an Optus phone, and the only phone service out here is Telstra. So Starlink is the only way we're managing to ring ahead via Wi-Fi, which is sort of cool. And we're getting like 100 megabits a second internet connection while traveling at 100 kilometers an hour across literally nothing. The Nullarbor Plain. Yes, we've left the Nullarbor Roadhouse and we've just left the western side of the Nullarbor, even though it is quite flat. We had a bit of a sleep while we had a charge and we had a bit of a feed. I can highly recommend the hamburgers. Yum. Pretty good. Charging was varying between 8 and 11 kilowatts because that's with an industrial dryer they had running, so I'll be on the same circuit. But anyway, we still got a charge to 83% and now we're heading to Mundrabilla Roadhouse. We're aiming to get to 17%, where we'll be staying overnight and charging once again overnight. Also ran into Richard, very interesting fellow in his Model 3 who's on his way back from a lap around Australia. So here we are thinking Sydney to Perth and back, we're doing a massive epic trip and Richard rocks up and says, oh, I'll just come back around Australia. So yeah, we're sitting on 100 kilometres an hour, enjoying a tailwind after the cold front just passed, and trust me, it's cold, it's like 10, 15 degrees. Well, 22 degrees, but with that wind chill factor, it's cold. But we're past the western end of the Nullarbor, and it's no longer a Nullarbor, it's a few scattered random balls. You'll probably count the number of trees you can see in one hand.